What is up, everybody? I'm back with another Escape from Tarkov video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some hideout items and quest items that are going for a lot on the flea market right now. We're going to be taking a look on how to make a bunch of money using the flea market and what items to save for later on when we have the flea market. This video should help out some newer players and some intermediate players that might not know how much items are going on for the flea market right now. Hopefully this video helps you all out. If it does, be sure to leave a like on the video to get us out there. And be sure to sub for more content like this. Another thing I'd like to remind is that I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch almost daily. The link will be in the description down below if you want to see moments live. I answer questions on stream. We have a great time, so be sure to go follow on there. With intros out the way, let's get straight into it. Alright, so first we're going to be taking a look at hideout items, then we'll move on to quest items. So we can see here that I'm highlighting basically intelligence, hoses, nails, screw nuts, and bolts. We'll take a look at graphics cards, keys, stuff like that later. When we're searching for hoses, intelligence, nails, bolts, whatever it might be, first I'm going to explain why these are important, then I'll explain where to find these items. So first of all, we need intelligence, hoses, bolts, and screws for a hideout. If we go straight into our hideout, we can see that I haven't built everything just yet, but whenever we need upgrades, for example, intelligence level 2, we need 3 intel. We need 3 flash drives, power cords, we need all that jazz. For our workbench, we need bolts, screws, whatever it may be. Here we need our bolts. I have the bolts, but if someone was not to have the bolts, they would pay a lot of money to get those bolts on the flea market. As we can see, the bolts are going for around 10 to 15k on the flea market each. Intelligence is going for around 100k. And most specifically, let's take a look at hoses. We need hoses for our water collector. And we need hoses for lavatory, level 2. And right now, hoses are going for a good 150k on the flea market. If you guys see these items, be sure to pick them up. Put them in your alpha containers, gamma containers, whatever they might be. Even if you die with it, it holds great value because you can use it for yourself in your hideout. And you won't have to spend that extra 150k. We can move on to nails. Nails are also really useful. We need this for a bunch of other hideout essentials. And most importantly, let's take a look at stuff that we might not even know we need. For example, blood sets right now are going for 45k to 50k each. This is because we need blood sets for our hideout and also a quest. Be sure to stock up on blood sets because they will be going for a lot for a little bit while. Also stuff like power cords are going for a decent amount right now, around 26k to 28k I've seen. Alright, now let's move on to graphics cards. So the reason why I want to talk about graphics cards specifically is because graphics cards right now are only going for 150k. And just because it's going for 150k right now doesn't mean you should sell it for that much right now. In my opinion, if you find these in raid, I would wait until they fluctuate. Because in the beginning of the wipe, not a lot of people have a lot of money, and they'll be selling for graphics cards for really cheap, for less than they're actually worth. I would wait until they reach the 250 to 500k mark. I know last wipe they were selling for like 500 to 600k at one point, so I would definitely wait on these. And even if the price doesn't drop, you'll still have the graphics cards to sell for the same price, or you'll be able to use them in your hideout for later on. I explained Bitcoin farm and how graphics cards work in another video. I'll be sure to put that on the top right for y'all right now if you guys want to check that out, and I'll leave it in the description as well for later on. Alright, now let's talk about quest items. So the reason why I'm talking about keys alone is because if we take a look at room 220, this is going for 138k right now, and a lot of people might think that this key is trash and they wouldn't even pick it up on a scav run per se, but it is really important because we need it for one of our quests. And I think it's a skier line quest. I already completed it. I have no use for it. I might as well just get rid of it, but I'm saving it for friends that might need it later, so they won't have to pay 150k. But if you guys find this and you are done with the quest, please just sell it. If you haven't done the quest yet, be sure to keep it because you're going to need it for later on. And while we're on the topic for keys, let's make sure to talk about the most important key right now on the flea market, the marked room key. The marked room key is going for 800 to 1 mil right now. I would recommend probably waiting for it to drop because I know it was selling for like 25k last wipe. But right now it's going for a lot because the stuff inside the marked room is really important right now. For example, Doc's case. Doc's cases are going for 700k right now. If we were to take that 1 mil and keep running it and survive some of our raids, we would eventually come out with some Doc's cases and make our money back. Also, we would get dog tag cases, money cases, other cases that sell for a lot on the flea market right now. So when you find keys in raid, be sure you know the value of each key. Be sure you know if it's for a quest or not, and be sure to know if they are high value item spawns. Because right now keys are going for a lot. And if you guys don't know which items to keep or sell, I have another video on it. I'll be sure to put on the top right now. In this video, I go over early wipe strategies to make a little bit more money. I also show every item you're going to need for your quests, so be sure to check that video out because it's important you keep those items for later use. Alright, so next let's get into where we can find these items. So I'm going to show a loot route that I love to run on customs. I'm going to use customs as an example because it's probably the most beginner friendly map. I know interchange is a great place to scav into as well. And if you guys want, I can go into that in a different video. But interchange is a totally different map. And I think customs is more important for beginner players to learn because a lot of your quests are going to be on this map. Alright, here we got the perfect spawn. I'm going to be showing you guys the route that I like to run. Here we spawned right next to the military base checkpoint. Gas station would be this way. Dorms would be this way. And ZB1011 extract would be this way. Now we spawned right here. I'm going to show you guys the main road so you guys don't get confused. Right here is the main road that runs straight through customs. Here we can see the ZB1011 extract. There's another spawn around here inside of that little building. We can also come out of there and use the same loot route. So I like to run all the way into the woods over here. I'm going to be doing this into one cut so you guys know where to go exactly. And for the more beginner players, you guys don't get confused on where stuff is on the map. So here we have our first stash. We can find a lot of different hideout items and quest items in here. Sometimes you can find helmets, comtech, stuff like that, ammo, whatever it might be. We can find meds as well. These stashes have the ability to spawn anything in the game, so it's really good to check them. As we can see, we found some bolts here, some ammo, whatever it might be. Sometimes you can find some hoses and graphics cards even. Now, once we're done checking that, we're going to run all the way back to where we spawned and to the main road. We're going to be checking some more stashes, and we're going to be checking some weapon spawns. Alright, here we got some attachment spawns. Sometimes you can find some pretty good attachments here. We're not going to be picking any of that up. Here we have more attachment spawns. Here we have a toolbox. We can find bolts, screws, whatever it might be in here. You know, industrial stuff we'll need for a hideout. Here we found an energy saving lamp. Alright, inside of this truck we can sometimes find a helmet laying right there. If we come this way, inside of this bush right here past the car, we can find another hidden stash. This one is a little hard to find, but as we can see, it's right here. It's blended into the tree, or the bush, I should say. And the same deal for the other stash. We can find hideout items, what have you. If we keep going this way, we can find another stash located right next to the admin gate extract. This right here is the admin gate extract. This right here is the other stash. We can loot it, as you guys can see. For intents and purposes, I won't be looting them. I'll just be running through. Alright, here we're running straight past it. If we're going towards the next cache. Inside of this cache is other hideout items, quest items, stuff like that. We keep running this way. It'll be inside of this bush right here. And it would be right here. Next to the first bush. Alright, we'll check that. Aquamarine, food, water, whatever it might be. Has the ability to spawn anything in the game. This right here is the ZB1011 extract. Be sure to remember that if you're a new player and still don't know that extract, that is one of the most important extracts on the map. Here, coming this way, we find another cache right here. We can search that. Coming in here, this building is very important as we can find a lot of different items. Here we find light bulbs. Light bulbs go for 40k on the flea market right now. Here is the industrial tech spawn. Here we can see technical supply crate. Has the ability to spawn whatever you might need for your hideouts and quest items. If we come up here, we'll find a toolbox right here. And we'll find a second toolbox right here. We'll have two PCs right here that can have flash drives and graphics cards. And two jackets right here that can have the ability to spawn keys like the marked room key. Also, we have a weapon box right here. And by the time you loot all this, you should be already full. There's a grenade box here and some med spawns and barter item spawns right here. If you're not full and you still have more to loot, we can run towards this way. And we can go towards another spawn of industrial items and weapon attachments. So if we're running this way, right here are the silos. And right here would be the main road running across the boiler side of customs. Through this door, we go up the stairs. And in here, we can find food spawns right there. We come in here, we can find more food spawns. Right here, there's a chance of a roller watch spawning and some gold items like chainlets and gold chains right here. If we come through this way, we can find industrial items on all of these little cabinets, whatever it might be. Right here, right there. And if we come through this way, we can find food, water spawns over here. Sometimes you can find gold items right there. If you're still not full and still have more in your backpack to go, we can come through this way. Go up these stairs. Alright, we have a computer right here. Through here we have more spawns. Duffel bag over there. We have a jacket right here. We have attachment spawns right here. Food spawns right here. We can go through here and jacket right there. And we have toolboxes in here, 2 toolboxes. We also have a medical crate, and along these sides we can find industrial item loot. Also, one important thing to look forward to is when you're in here, you can perch through these windows and you can look out. If you're gonna need to fight someone, you can shoot this out and you can fire through here. Sometimes you might not be able to fire like this, but if you shoot it out, you'll be able to aim down sight and you'll be able to shoot. Alright. And if we go through this way, that'll conclude the entire loot route. If you still have space, we can run towards right here. And we can check this blue van for the 2 PCs and flash drive spawns right here. Sometimes you can get lucky and get 2 flash drives if you're still on that quest. Doesn't look like we're lucky this time, but yep, that's the entire route. Alright, that's going to conclude this video. Hopefully you guys learned something today. If this video helped y'all out, be sure to drop a like, be sure to drop a sub, and be sure to check out my Twitch for live moments and gameplay. With all that out the way, thank y'all for watching. Happy holidays. Peace out.